fucking back. That was crazy, I'm sorry. I already took a shot before this. I literally just took it, so my face is already fucking turnip red. Or turnip red? I think turnips are red. What color are turnips?
Turnips can be purple, white, yellow, or greenish.
Okay, so not a turnip. We'll just go with fucking Red Rocket Red. I don't fucking know. Today, we're gonna be drinking, because we're alcoholics around here. We're gonna be doing our makeup and reading Roommate from Hell stories. I'm bringing it back. I know that was one of the fan favorites, and I haven't done it since I did it. My face is itching and pulsating right now. Also, my nails are so cute right now. I was thinking about doing like a nail video today, but they're just too cutesy. For the makeup today, I don't have inspiration. I'm just gonna fucking pull something out of my hole. I'm thinking blue and white and maybe gray. We'll try to think of something cute. I really want to try to eat down on this makeup look. I really want to try. Someone commented on my last video and they were like, of course the one time you're really feeling your makeup, it looks like shit. Hello? Really? The fuck? Stephanie's back. You'll never believe what the fuck she did yesterday. Me and my fiance woke up and there's red dots on our skin and we're confused. Why are there red dots on our skin? Why is it itching? Why is it scaly? Like, are you getting bit up? Like, I'm getting bit up. Like, are you getting bit up? She went on Amazon and ordered 3,000 bed bugs and fucking implanted them in our fucking pillowcases and under our mattress.
She is bad as fuck, and she's in big fucking trouble.
Before we get to the stories and the makeup, what the fuck do we have to do? Smack the roaches out of my bush? Really? No, it's fucking... My mouth is water. Okay, I found that first story. I'm about to start the makeup, but I really just wanted to check in with my lovelies. How are you guys really doing? And I'm being for real. I'm not being malicious. I'm not gonna call you big. Maybe I'll call you big, I don't know. Your comments have been so fucking sweet. My face is so red. Holy shit. But I just wanna let you guys know that I love you. Me already like drunk trying to call you guys sweet. It's not even the end of the video yet. That's how much I love you guys. I also brought back my old foundation. Someone told me the foundation I was using actually isn't a foundation, which explains why when I pull it out of the container, it gives me a little dollop. So I'm back to my old ways of my old foundation, which I honestly think is better for my skin. This is in the Ask Reddit group. What is your worst roommate story? This is from Aggravating Yam. I have a good, bad story of a roommate situation that actually gave me PTSD and rendered the house condemned. Oh God. She's a fucking exorcism in there. Jesus Christ, help us. Okay, I'm never gonna do that again. So, about 10 years ago, I had made enough money that I wanted to move out for the first time in my life. At the time, my sister and her boyfriend and her friend, let's call this friend Mary, wanted to share a 3-bedroom house and split the rent. I was like, cool, this will save a lot of money. I've said this in the last video. I will never, ever, ever have a roommate that's like not like my fiance or like someone I'm dating, for people who are dating someone, especially with your friends. It will ruin your relationship with everyone. It'll probably ruin your relationship with your siblings too. Having a place that you want to be your own, you can't really do that fully when you have a whole nother being there that has their own ideas, their own way of living. And I just never suggest, if you can afford it, well, this person obviously couldn't afford it because she wants to like save money. I understand if you're in a rough spot and you need someone else to help cover rent or help you with rent. But if you are able to not have to do that, I advise that every single fucking time. I had old friends at my work that literally met 2 days prior and moved in with one another. One of them's parents owned the house, so she didn't have to pay rent. That's already a red fucking flag. I'm on her side, by the way, with this story. But she literally owned the house with her mom. Well, her mom owned it. She didn't have to pay rent. That's already like a power imbalance. You're moving into someone else's house as a roommate, but like it's their house. So if they're not also renting it, you're the only one renting pretty much. So like they would get in fights about like what pictures to hang up on the walls or what aesthetic they wanted. But the biggest thing is always pets, guests coming over, sleep schedules, and like decorations and stuff. First was the dog. First, it was my sister's dog, Opie. That name is already telling you that this dog is bad as fuck. Opie was this jelly bean shaped Chihuahua Pitbull mix chimera. A Pitbull and Chihuahua mix. I thought big, huge breeds could mix with like really small breeds. And I'm hoping that the mother was the Pitbull breed. The dog already sounds kind of ugly. She would eat literally anything and everything within reach. Opie loved eating fucking ink pens and needed her stomach pumped 3 times over the duration of the lease. Despite thinking of Opie as possibly the dumbest dog on the planet, I took care of her and I made sure she was loved and cared for the best that I could. I turned into Opie's full-time caretaker because my sister and her boyfriend were never around. I'm very confused.
Why do you get a pet if you don't want to take care of a fucking pet? Riddle me that, America. Riddle it.
She's better than me. I definitely would have been taking care of that dog. I'm fucking putting that dog up on Craigslist. The dog shit in the living room. So I mentioned that I became Opie's caretaker while working full-time and having my own life. I don't always have time to check on the dog because A, working full-time, and B, not my fucking responsibility. My sister and her boyfriend worked, but also go out with their friends and forget about letting their dog out or feeding it. So naturally, Opie took the shitting to the living room. Not the dog's fault. My dumb fuck sister and her dimwit boyfriend are never around and didn't bother to train it to go outside. So now there were literal and actual piles of shit around the living room. Initially, I cleaned those up for my own sanity, but only got worse. Mary finds a stray dog from another dog? My sister and Mary are the worst types of hoarders. They hoard animals. What? Hey, do you think we could go get a new animal today? Yeah, I'm just kind of getting bored of the other one. That's why I stopped giving it food and stopped giving it attention, taking it for walks, picking up its shit. Shit on the couch earlier, but I just pretended not to see it so my sister would clean it up. Why don't we go like grab a pig or go grab like 3 more dogs? I'm really excited. Mary already has her stinky sugar gliders in her bedroom and without asking anyone decided to adopt this stray dog named Diablo. That dog's gonna be bad as fuck. Diablo, like Opie, took to shitting in the living room. Okay, yay! Diablo also liked to bark at all hours of the night, especially in the morning when I had to work at 8 a.m. Jesus, take the wheel. The thing that broke me. Eventually, I got tired of cleaning up dog shit. I would too. I told them these pets were their responsibility and that I'm staying in my room until this lease is up. So now our living room became unbelievable and unlivable. Because they would actually sit around watching TV with piles of shit around them. Hey, can you hand me that bag of chips? Next to that pile of shit. No, the other pile of shit. Yeah, the green pile of shit. Yeah, those ones. Can I have those?
Like what?
I was either out of the house or stayed in my bedroom when I had to be there. The house was starting to smell like a moldy barn and the floor was rotting away. The sugar gliders got free, and that whole thing ended with busted out windows and a huge hole in the hallway. I'm just like picturing, like if you don't know what a sugar glider is, sugar gliders are like these monkey looking like squirrel things that have their arms are connected to like their body so they can jump and like fly around, and they're bad as fuck. They're so cute, but they're bad as fuck. My friend had some. I'm just like picturing like going to work, having the worst day of my fucking life, coming home to 3 other people in the house that didn't clean all day. I step in a pile of shit and I see sugar gliders flying around the fucking house and swinging around. At this point, I broke the lease because it looked and smelled like a crack den minus the actual crack. Okay. It was a fucking trap house for mentally unwell animal hoarders. Months later, the house was actually condemned. I never want roommates again. I wonder what her relationship is like with her sister now, because like that's something that I would hold against my sibling for so fucking long for putting me in a living situation like that. And out of all 3 of them, it probably took one of them to care as much as the person who made the story. Mary, you didn't care. Sister, you don't care. Boyfriend, you don't care. All 3 of you are fucking gross, or what? finished with most of the base. I still have to add, I don't know if I want to add, I'll see how I feel about adding powder to this because I still want a little bit of glow on my face. It kind of looks like I smeared dog shit on my face on the sides, but I feel like my base, I'm trying to think, it was that fucking foundation I was using before because my base looks so pretty. I found the next story, but before that, pull out your shit right fucking now. Sprawl it out for me to see. What do you got? You're bad as fuck. Just like me. Just like fucking Stephanie. The fucking bad bitches club. That one wasn't bad. Wasn't that bad. A little something. A little kick to it. But my alcoholism is getting worse. Better. I don't know. What is your worst roommate story? This is from Violent Amethyst. Let me do a thumbnail. Oh boy. 2012. She knows the year. I had 2 guy roommates. I'm a girl. I was a stripper back then, and I was never home. I was home to only shower and sleep from 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. I know she had that bag too. So I kept all my stuff in my roommate's room. To keep rent extra low for everyone, we went into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. Me and roommate A, how many roommates? Me and roommate A were super great friends and therefore shared a room and a bathroom. He worked day shifts, so when I was coming home, he was leaving for work. When I'm leaving for my shift, he was coming home. It was the perfect plan. We kept our bills so damn low, it was amazing. Anyway, here comes roommate B. He was a friend of roommate A and needed a place to live to finish his last semester at uni. Are they British? Which we lived down the street from. We met roommate B and were okay with the situation, and he didn't say much about ours. Well, after 1 month, roommate A says that roommate B has been hanging out by our room when he's getting up for work, acting kind of weird. I never noticed it, but I did notice things missing from the side of our room. Small stuff like a brush, makeup. I always chalked it up to just losing it at work since I dumped out my bag at the end of the night. B is still super aloof with us. I cannot stand living or being around people who are fucking weirdos. Stop being fucking weird. Have you ever thought about that? Stop being weird. 2 months go by and roommate B starts to get more social with us. We all start hanging out. Then A had to work night shift and I decided I didn't feel like going in for a shift. So B and I had a movie night or something. I fell asleep on the couch. Well, this fucker decided it was a great time to put his hands in my clothes. Like, the clothes you were wearing? I woke up and left the apartment. I told A and he came home and chewed him out for it, and we decided I wouldn't be alone with him. Kick him out. If he was sexually assaulting you? Well, it just fueled the fire. He started leaving me messages that he was in love with me, that I was his soulmate. It's giving, I have a crush on someone, and I bet you know her really well. Fucking weirdo. I stopped completely going home at this point. I literally did that in 8th grade. There was this girl actually the girl with the sugar gliders, actually. When I thought I was straight, this is totally off the point. There was this girl that I liked. She was just pretty. I thought she was pretty, so I was like, I must like girls. I love women. I messaged her and I said, I like this girl. And she's like, oh, who? And I was like, oh, you know her really well. And then she stopped replying and I said, it's you. She didn't even ask. And I was like, it's you. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she got all weird, so then I messaged back and said, oh my god, my friend had my phone. I should have perished at that age. I should have just died. I stopped completely going home at that point. I would stay out all night and day. I would go home to shower, and that was about it. I stayed anywhere else but there. He even would steal my purse to put in his room so I could talk to him. So I would ask him where my stuff... What? Oh, how did that get there? So what's up? How are you? What a fucking weirdo. The worst time was when I stayed out working at a club until 5 a.m. and decided to go to sleep on the beach afterwards. She's literally putting herself in harm's way to get out of other harm's way. Poor thing. I was about to get there when he starts texting me that he's going to kill himself if I don't come home. Please. Please do. Which is where you belong, he says. You belong in a fucking jail cell. How does that sound? What the fuck is going on? I called A and asked what he was doing, and A says B is literally playing, LOL. Playing what? Because it isn't, he's weird. I believed it. I continue on the beach. He keeps texting, saying the same things over and over. Just as I park, A calls and says B has locked himself in his bathroom with a knife. Okay, so is he playing? Because it doesn't sound like it. He sounds like a freak. I was pissed because this was obviously so manipulative of him, but if anything did happen, I'd feel so bad, so I drove back home. When I got there, I let him know I was home and was able to get the knife from him and just straight up ask what was so important that he would unalive himself over. He brings me down to the parking lot, pops open his trunk, and has a damn bouquet of flowers. Gets on his knee and starts on the poem that he wrote. She didn't include the fucking poem. I want the juice. I literally could not. I don't even remember what I said to him because he hated me after that night. Like, stay away from roommates. Like, just do it. Like, Jesus. Where are you people? Like, they're just like freaks on the street. You thought it was the beginning of the video, huh? You thought you were in a wormhole. Got ya. It's fatty. Shut your mouth. I have an irrational fear of throwing up. Never once in my life thrown up a little bit. When I throw up, it's projectile. Like it's like a hot, big old stream. I don't have that. I forgot what it's called. We have a fear of throwing up and other people doing it around you. I don't care if people throw up around me. Like, I don't have a weird thing about throw up. It's just me personally. So, like, drinking is scary for me, which is why I've cut down to just doing it once a week. I haven't, these last 2 weeks, I had constipation, anxiety, and stuff like that. So, like, I've just been only drinking for YouTube videos. And do not feel fucking bad. Do not feel bad. Like, you're forcing me to fucking drink alcohol. I appreciate your guys' concerns, but it's just not that serious. You know what I mean? I'm 25 years old, so I could be doing way worse. I want to make sure you guys are fucking subscribed. I've been getting an influx of comments of people saying I didn't realize I was subscribed. My goal is 100K. If I never gained another subscriber after 100K, I wouldn't care. Like, I just want 100K. I want a plaque. I want like a little YouTube plaque. It's like one of my biggest goals in my entire life is just to get a YouTube plaque. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If your friend's not subscribed, beat the fuck out of them and then just grab their phone and subscribe. This is in the Let's Not Meet group. This is from Russ Miranda, NSFW, okay? My creepy roommate. Oh, it looks like this is like ongoing. So it's not like in the past, like my old roommate. It's like currently she's in the gulag. I've been having problems with my dorm roommate since the beginning of the semester. She didn't shower or wash her clothes regularly. Left dry top ramen noodles all over the floor for me to step on. Didn't wash her hands or flush the toilet. Sighed in a way that sounded like sex noises constantly. Like she sees something in a TV show that's like, what the fuck? And she's like, ah. Showered with the door open and got water everywhere. And so many more. My sister's ex-boyfriend sighed like he was sex noises too. I just realized that. I remember one time we were in the car and he was like, Basically, every single pet peeve I had was born inside of this girl. At first, I blamed it on her not understanding American etiquette. She's a foreign student from China. I think in the last story, there was a few people that told stories about people that were foreigners that didn't understand etiquette, but I don't know. But then things started to get creepy. When I went home for the weekend, a few weeks into the semester, I gave her a heads up that I would be gone. She did that weird sex sigh again and looked sad and betrayed at the same time. Oh. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Like I was doing something wrong by leaving her. She said something along the lines of, "Why are you leaving me? I don't like sleeping in my room by myself. I feel more comfortable with you here with me." Mind you, I only met this chick on move-in day and only said a few words to her. I shouldn't have known to keep my guard up after that. And maybe it is like a foreign thing, just like accustomed to like people around you. But like, I would feel the same way too. Like I do not really like being alone for long periods of time. Like I'm glad that I moved in with my baby when I moved out. But like I understand people because I'm that way too. It must be like a culture thing because you don't really say that to someone you don't really know. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Every once in a while, she would just stare off into space longingly for half an hour. Sometimes I would catch her watching me study out of the corner of my eye. After a long day of studying in the library, I went to the patio in our dorm to get some ice from the machine and found her with her head on the table with her eyes wide open, staring at something in the distance. I think she scared off the guy I like because he stopped coming around to see me once he found out she was my roommate. Okay, this is definitely giving Lifetime movie. After she creeped me out so much, I started staying away from my dorm, only going to sleep and grab things I needed. She seemed like a nice person, but I couldn't live with her anymore. Today, I emailed my RD that I wanted a room change. I told her that I wasn't comfortable living in my dorm anymore with this girl. I was sitting in my room while my roommate was out today when I hear a banging on the door. I was then greeted by 2 solemn-looking campus police officers and the RD of my building. They calmly asked me where my roommate was, but I had no idea. I told her her usual lurking spots. She usually lurks around here, and I went back to what I was doing. I knew something was off. I asked them what was up, and they just ignored my question and asked where she might have been. The police officers at the campus are usually really pleasant looking too, since there isn't much crime on my campus, and they don't have much to do. 30 minutes later, I hear banging on the door again. I'm greeted by my roommate who has tears streaming down her face. She rushes past me to her bed and plops down. She starts wailing, screaming, and eventually hyperventilating. I thought maybe someone close to her died and was feeling sorry that I had asked to have a room change during her time of need. I could only make out a few bits and pieces of what she was saying to the RD. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I promise I won't do it again. The police officer pulled me aside and quietly asked if there was anything in the room she could hurt herself with. I gestured to her drawer where I know I have seen a small knife with a wooden sheath on occasion. He went through her drawer but didn't find anything. Suddenly, she was right behind him screaming, "Don't you dare go through my things! We don't want you to harm yourself. Please calm down. We don't want you to hurt yourself." "You think I'm going to harm my roommate? I wouldn't do that. She's just silly." "What the fuck? I'm not going to hurt anyone. I just want to be left alone." But then the RD dragged me out of the room and told me what was going on. She got into a big fight with her best friend, I don't think she had any, and started sending her threatening emails and even threatened to kill herself. By this time, I was in complete shock. I just saw someone completely lose it right in front of me. She told me that she had received my change request and was going to meet with me tomorrow. I told her I would stay with a friend for the night. After my roommate called... I personally think this, I'm just giving this girl the benefit of the doubt. I honestly feel like she's just far from home and she's having like a culture shock mixed with loneliness. And it's just like her mental health is like plummeting and it's making her like manic. That's what I think is going on. Maybe I'm just being the fucking devil. Maybe I'm just being like the devil's fucking ball kisser or juggler or whatever it's called. After my roommate calmed down a bit, I went into the room when 2 RDs were talking to her to quickly pack a night bag. She apologized for acting so crazy and half heatedly accepted, grabbed my shit, and I got out of there. I was waiting in my dorm common area with a friend to get back to her dorm when I realized I forgot a blanket. I went inside thinking that someone was going to be in the room keeping an eye over her, but she was alone. She glared at me as I walked past her to grab my blanket. There was pure hatred in her eyes. "Where are you going?" Wherever the fuck I want? How does that sound? I've never heard her use this tone of voice with me before, ever. She was livid. I'm gonna stay with my friend for the night." "Why? Because of me?" I swear I saw smoke rising from the top of her head and a vein in her forehead was about to burst. Sleepover in the happiest tone I could muster. "We have a midterm on Friday." Not completely untrue, I'm just glad I am quick on my feet. I got out of there and nearly ran to my friend's dorm. I talked to the RD and there was no more rooms open in my housing complex. And if I wanted to move to another complex, my parents would have to pay an extra $1,000. They are furious and want me to move immediately because the police officer was incompetent. He jeopardized my safety by asking me questions in front of her. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Why would they ask you questions right in front of the person that you kind of reported? Why is like, this person doesn't fuck with you, by the way. And we're gonna ask you why, right in front of her. They don't want to pay for me to change rooms because it was the university's fault for putting me in this awkward situation. I'm just afraid that she's gonna take this out on me. I don't think I can return to my dorm. She looked like she was out for blood when I came back. That is so unsafe. Definitely do not fucking return to that dorm. I would definitely have your parents have a talk with the school. Do not go back to that room, and there should be no charge for having a fucking insane roommate. Like, that's not fair to you at all. There is always something fucking new going wrong with my camera. Can Sony or fucking Dolby, who does cameras? Canon? Can y'all sponsor me? Don't even have to give me money, just give me a camera. Give me a fucking camera. I'm a fucking YouTuber, dude. I think I've done something like literally so similar to this. I think other than like the white I added, I think I added like silver. There isn't a single fucking hoe on this fucking YouTube channel that can call this ugly. None of it. Not my base, not my eye, not my brows, maybe my lashes. I need to just break over. I need to break my fucking fear of wearing lashes. If my camera does that one more time, like, I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't. All right, it's Fatty Shot O'Clock! Camera has been the biggest motherfucker I've ever seen. So I get up. It's fine. My camera's not fucking working. I'll go grab my iPad so I can read the stories and record on my phone, which I'm sorry about. It's probably shitty fucking quality. I don't know how it sounds. I just want to sit down, relax, and enjoy making a video for you guys. When all of the fucking sudden, I go look for my iPad to read the story so I can record on my phone. Was my iPad fucking stolen in the dead of night? Can't find my iPad fucking anywhere. So now I'm recording on my phone and reading the stories from my fiance's iPad. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I do this because I love you guys. Also to mention, I go back to my phone to see the Reddit story. It refreshes the whole app. I lost the story I was reading. I got halfway through the story that I was reading you guys before my camera fucking decided to fuck me up my hole. Gone.
I'm gonna freak out.
This is from Jellyleaf in the Ask Reddit. What is your scary roommate story? Let me start out by saying I am handicapped, and when I am not in my wheelchair, I get myself around by scooting or crawling. Okay. I should also mention the roommates were my best friend for 10 plus years and her boyfriend. I have a feeling they're not friends anymore. Before we moved in together, my roommates were talking about wanting to get a dog. We know how this is gonna go. No problem. I love animals. I did, however, request that they did not get a large dog because I feared about it knocking me down over while I'm in my wheelchair. I also lived in the basement of the house and was worried the dog may knock me down the steps when I would scoot up to the kitchen. They ended up getting a pit bull. Oh yeah, no worries. We're just getting a pit bull. I have nothing but good things to say about the breed. However, it was a young dog that had not been spayed. She was super hyper constantly, and they had to keep her from jumping on me all the time. They would barely take their dog out for walks because they're terrible, lazy pet owners. We had a deck that I kept my wheelchair under because I was unable to store it in my home. They would let the dog out on the deck where she would use the bathroom. One day, I was heading off to class and my chair was saturated in dog piss. If I was getting up for class and I sat in my wheelchair and it was filled with... What huge pit bull has the whole world to piss on the floor? Why are you jumping up in my chair and pissing? Like you're a cat or something. What the fuck? After I explained what happened, they still continued to let the dog do her business on the deck because they're the most ignorant people I know. Another time I came home late and there was just trash juice all over the steps and down the hallway they had to scoot through to get to my room. That night, my boyfriend at the time left a note in big bold letters on the fridge that read, "Clean up the trash juice in the hall." They started an argument saying, "You didn't have to put it that way," and write it all in caps. You saw the trash juice. You saw it while it was leaking out of that fucking bag, and you also saw it on your way back from taking out the trash. Be fucking for real. That's literally what they wanted to argue about. My ex-best friend had a super long hair and it was everywhere in the bathroom. I asked her repeatedly to clean out the hair out of the tub every time she showered. I had to explain to her that I do not have a shower chair and I do not stand in the shower. So if you don't clean it, your hair sticks to me. And I can understand why someone else's disability needs could interfere with your life. You guys have been friends for 10 plus years. You should know what kind of needs she needs. And if that was going to impede on your way of living, then don't fucking live with me or don't agree to live with me. It's that fucking simple. Halfway through the year, one of them lost their job and would not pay for their share of gas and electric and internet. When we would pay the rent, they would throw away the receipts even though I managed all the finances. At some point, my ex-best friend's mother was staying with us completely free for the last 4 months I lived there, and she slept in the guest bedroom where I had a spare single bed. The day I packed up to move, her and her mother argued I was a shitty person because of this, taking a place to sleep right out from underneath of the mom. Like I wasn't going to take all my things when I moved. When I tried to discuss it reasonably like an adult, they would childishly ignore me and walk away. So I packed up everything and got the hell out. They never paid their share of the security deposit. I never went back because they fucked up the house by being general slobs and the dog ruined the deck. This kind of reminds me, I mean, it's a little bit different. One of my best friends, before I was best friends with him, I was somewhat friends. He had different best friends back then. Moved into an apartment with 2 other girls. And they were the type of people to like have dangerous people around. They were the ones like always like wanted to have parties. And my friend isn't like that. He like surrounds himself with people like that, but he's more like likes to party, but is more reserved and more like mindful of other people. And he got this apartment with them, and his stuff was robbed. That whenever they'd have a party or have guys over, they would break into, because he would lock his doors to his room. They would either break down the door to his room or pick the lock, and half of his shit was missing when he would come home. And he'd ask them, they're like, oh, it's probably someone at the party. What? He ends the lease, moves out. None of them want to pay the fees for it, for what they owed, so he had to pay for it all on his own so it wouldn't affect their credit. Don't get a fucking roommate. Do not do it. Okay, I finished the other eye. If Vogue like reached out to me tomorrow, I would have to say yes. I'm so drunk. Fatty, shot o'clock. There's no time for games. It's fatty. I look so fucking gorgeous. This is in the bad roommates group. How do I deal with my creepy roommate? A lot of these are turning scary. I thought it was just gonna be like, they left their laundry in too many times, but some of these are being creepy. This was 8 years ago. Hello everyone. About a year ago, I moved into a shared house with 4 other guys on the 2nd floor for financial reasons. I am also a night shift worker while everyone else has normal day schedules. One of my roommates is this man in his early 50s. I'll change his name to Steve. I'm gonna be so for real. It makes me so fucking sad. I'm guessing this is in America. I'm not sure. It makes me so sad to see like people above the age of like 35 needing roommates. Like it makes me sad that we live in a world where at a certain age, like you can't have a house on your own. And it's even worse now. 8 years ago is better, but that makes me sad. I'm guessing he's going to be bad as fuck, and maybe I'll regret feeling bad for him, but I don't know. Steve seemed like a decent, insane roommate when I first met him. Over the past year, though, some of his behavior has really creeped me out. To start with, he talks in a flamboyant way, so it is possible that he's gay. Am I in enemy territory, or... There's so many things that creep me out. Like, first of all, he talks really flamboyant. He might be gay. Let's see who I end up fucking with at the end of this story. This by itself doesn't bother me at all. Oh, okay. I generally don't have any issues with gay people. Generally. However, other things started happening. He began telling me about how he frequents nude beaches around town. I was nonchalant when he told me this, but I wondered why the fuck he was telling me this stuff. I really didn't need to know this. I'll never understand nude beaches. Like, you just aren't insecure about your peep size, your stomach, your ass, literally everything about your body. Hello? Trying to push his vegan lifestyle choices on me a few times. I was dismissive about this because I'll eat what I want and don't care for vegan lifestyle. I agree with this. I do not, but I agree about anything about just don't push shit on anyone. If you're a Christian, cool, don't push it on me. I'm not going to push being an atheist against you. If you're a vegan, don't push it on me. I'm not going to push eating meat on you. If I'm gay, I'm not going to push being gay on you. There have been a few times when he eyes me in a creepy way, in a sizing up fashion. When I'm working in the kitchen and he is passing through. His room is adjacent to the kitchen. At this point, I started to get the heebie-jeebies whenever Steve was in the same room as me. Making a lot of noise when he washes dishes when I'm trying to sleep. I realized that people are going to make noise during the day in a shared house. Steve seems to be extra noisy when he does the dishes. When I would be in the kitchen washing dishes or whatever, he would come into the kitchen. We would be doing our own thing, but he would sometimes get uncomfortably close to me. He would go away after me giving him the stink eye. Walking through the house wearing nothing but a towel, he seems to only do it when I walk into the kitchen in the morning to grab breakfast. It doesn't seem to matter what time I am in the kitchen. This guy seems a little bit tad homophobic, but it's men like this that make him homophobic. Wait, is that fucked up? He was probably already homophobic to begin with. Why are you being fucking weird? Maybe he's exaggerating. I don't fucking know. This is a 50-year-old man. You're probably doing this to a 20-year-old, which is already fucking weird. Why are you being weird? When I really think about it though, I do think about like other like men and how they are with their friends. People like in locker rooms, like it's not weird when another man is in a towel around you. You know what I mean? It's only weird to you if you think they're gay and you think that they're hitting on you. So I don't know. This morning I had a talk with him. When I asked him to wear clothes around the house, he outright said, no, I don't think so. Oh, okay. Earlier this evening, he approached me and asked what my issue with him was. Walking around the house half naked. I told him that it is a matter of common decency. I also mentioned that the totality of his behavior makes me very uncomfortable. When I have people over at my parents' place, I don't walk around half naked. I put clothes on. He said that I should stop trying to push my lifestyle choices on him and that he can do whatever the hell he wants. It's his own home. The house isn't even his. He rents a room in the house and shares it with everyone else. Steve said, I guess our lifestyles are very different. I said, no shit. Moving out isn't really an option for me at this point due to my work and my money situation. If moving was an option, I would have done it already instead of posting it here. So I'm not sure how to handle this. Some options I have thought about are approaching my landlord, or doing various things to make his life very uncomfortable. I know some of his weaknesses. Example, hearing issues. He hates it when people have the lights on in the kitchen and bathroom because they shine into his room. However, I realize that this could backfire on me. Despite this, part of me wants to see him suffer. I am open to alternatives. If anyone has any other suggestions, I would really appreciate it. This is how I feel about it. I think he's homophobic. But on the other hand, he said he doesn't have an issue with gay people per se, or generally. I don't know. I think this guy is like a free spirit kind of dude, and maybe the flamboyant thing is just like him being a free spirit and like talking excitingly. Straight men don't really have a good gaydar. Talking about nude beaches and like walking around the house in a towel isn't like crazy. Maybe he just thinks he's one of the guys and does it because like it's all men in the house, but I feel like it could be weird. I think it's also just weird that they don't really have a relationship. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I would walk around in the house with a towel if I didn't really know the person that well. So it really depends on how close and comfortable they are with each other. If someone said, oh, I'm not, even if one of my best friends said like, oh, I'm not, because I have, like my friends have showed up to our apartment and I've come out in my towel to like grab something real quick before I get dressed to hang out with them. And if they told me like, hey, like I don't like seeing you in your towel or your underwear or whatever, I wouldn't do it again. And that wouldn't really be a problem because I understand people's boundaries. So it really just fucking depends. You know what I mean? All right, this is the finished makeup look. I think I fucking ate down and I look fucking phenomenal. Honestly, I loved this video. This video was really fun to make other than the fact that my camera stopped fucking working, couldn't find my iPad, and I lost one of the stories, but it's fine. I really do want you guys to know that I love you guys so fucking much, and I look forward to this every single week. other than editing. Check here and there to see if there's a poll for me from what, like, to gauge what you guys want to see. I do want to bring back painting my subscribers. I do want to bring back reading your guys' confessions, taking your guys' advice on a poll. I also want to do a vlog. I'm going to be doing a vlog very soon. It'll be like a Monday or Tuesday kind of video, because I'll always do these on Thursdays. And just make sure you're fucking subscribed. I really want to hit 100K at some point, and I know eventually I'll get there, but I'm just like impatient, and I love you guys. You're gonna fucking arrest me for being too pretty? Really? How long? 4 years? I'm that pretty? What the fuck? I love you.